Welcome to TradeTheNBA.com. This is Jonas Reporters for the 25th. Well, Friday was another one of those, we randomly came back into the ABM, which was pretty clean given the fact that we've had, just short-term buyer fade off. We also had an increase in shorts then, so you can see from the original green crossing over, we're potentially spider to the short side right at the zero line of DOC red. So that's one of those areas I always like to look at when you're talking about being at, peak levels and you're not even getting to the zero, especially since we had the positive extremes for, the fill back. Could be more weakness built into that setup. We'll have to see how that unfolds. From a NASDAQ standpoint, a little bit stronger still because you can see you're well above the zero and the green. So if the NASDAQ's able to hold up a little bit firmer, I think that'll be enough for the S&P, but you can see it created a third positive extreme. So it's still within the extreme element in general. Euro kind of irrelevant at this particular spot. It's just working its way back as they keep talking about more U.S. stimulus. So it's just a question of how long that's expected to take. Are they going to continue with this trial for the impeachment? If they do, will that delay things? So the market's kind of like, are we looking at months or weeks? And that will start to have a play effect. And of course, as we talked about, there's growing concerns about inflation on there. The real issue is going to be wages, and that's, again, we're going to be looking at that based on pandemic and places opening up, and it still isn't happening. And then you just had, I think it was Biden the other day, say, oh yeah, we really can't stop the trajectory. Well, then what's the point of having everything locked down? If it's going to do what a virus does and you don't have control over it, then everything you've been doing doesn't work. Then why are you still doing it when it's destroying any kind of growth? It's a question for another century, evidently. So we look at the short that took place from Thursday afternoon, led all the way into Friday in the early part. And this was kind of an awkward one because we sort of had this no steel reset and no dip of steel below zero, nor any pop of orange. So it was really a tough one. This one was sort of like, I don't really see too many positive catalysts other than the red DOC took out the previous pivots, which is something I look for. And then once the shakeout turned to moving towards the upside, where you had yellow over magenta and that, and it began its ascent from there. And I mean, in this case, it's one of those where I'll even wait sometimes to the 23% on that just to prove that it can actually break through it. Getting it slightly before, to me, is one of those where I can see if I get a rejection, either with steel breaking down and an orange pop-up, it's usually going to be closer to that 23, so get a little bit of a cushion. So it's one of those, you have to wait for it to, confirm, or in this case, I know that I've got a little bit of range should things start to fall apart. They did fall apart later with the DOC spread that started right over here, though you had, nice steel cushion from underneath on the rising gold had just started to flatten out, and gave a nice little dip move, but the steel crossing back above along with the green and the steel dip underneath. I think that we dropped to 0.86, so just under 1, and that was enough to give it that boost. But pushed us right back up relative to the highs of the late morning. It wasn't the same as from the pre-market, but certainly from the open session, and that left us up at the peaks. And then we ended up with a couple more DOC spreads, one at the very end, that potentially should continue into the open. Pretty good range, though, between our next areas, between the 38.30, 38.16 range. So if it holds up around this 38, it's possible that push back up to it. But I think that given what we were seeing in the rejection right here, we should fade a little bit more before turnaround. As always, that's the long and short of it. I will put up anything relevant on the Skype chat. Trade well. We'll talk to you later.